Let's dance, queens. It's the new moon. I brought belly dance for y'all this morning. Way pie. Are y'all dancing? Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, I know what it is. Lord. Hold on, we gotta start over. I know what happened. Hold on, Ocean Kimmy, hold on. Ready? We're gonna start over again. Hey, Deborah. I'm gonna have to edit out the video again this week. Are you ready, Jihad? It's the new moon. Welcome, welcome, queens. Ocean Kimmy. Minister Ocean Kimmy, can you hear it? Hey, Jasmine. How are you? We can hear it. Let us sister know. I was in here dancing like nobody was watching. Where's Idalba? Hello, Grand Rising, Idalba. Where are y'all? Let us sister know. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? I hope y'all can. Can you hear the music? All right. Well, welcome to the new moon. Okay. Yes, good. Welcome to our new moon morning inspired goddess morning circle. It's Mercury retrograde approaching, so charge it to Mercury retrograde. Okay. Y'all ready? Come on, let's dance. And it's Leo. And it's Leo. What? Look, y'all, I know a lot of times I say we got to do quiet things at the new moon, but not for Leo. Leo is big, it's bold, it's bodacious, it's grand, baby. It's making its grand entrance into our lives. Let's dance. Grand Rising, how are you? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Are y'all dancing with me? That's right. Asheo. If all you got is a shimmy in your shoulders, let it go. Woo. I love moving the hips. I don't know how to do better belly rolls, but I do know how to do body rolls. Oh, oh. Hey. All right, this song goes on forever. So, let me just give credit as I turn it down. Yeah, I should have tested the sound and everything. This music is from Sharkey, Sarqui. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Music by Sharkey, music by Sharkey. Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna go back through all the comments or just all the hellos. Thank you, Minister Ocean Kimmy, for letting me know that I had no music that y'all could hear. I'm kind of failing forward this morning, just kind of like doing my best. I don't feel all together, but I said I was going to show up anyway. And, I think it's better for me to show up and not be perfect than to not show up at all. Grand rising to Queen Goddess Deborah. Grand rising to Idalba, the goddess Idalba. Grand rising to the goddess Miscellaneous AB, aka Jasmine. Ah, good morning, blessed rising to Brittany, Chantel. How are you, goddess? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. I know I saw at least one more. Good morning, divine rising to the goddess Sharmika. And good morning, blessed Leo new moon to the goddess Courtney. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of the sisters who are going to be hashtag replay sisters. So happy to always connect with the G Hive, baby, the goddess hive. All things goddess, all things women, all things you, all things me, all things we. So yeah, today is new moon day. The new moon was early this morning, close to 4:30 Eastern time. So that is it's auspicious. This is an auspicious new moon. I have made so many videos about Leo because this moon is so impactful. And so make sure you write down anything that you wish to manifest. Last night we had a circle, and I just really emphasized the importance of write down what you want, because you want to send um, the universe a message. This is where this Leo, or you want to send the astrology a message. This is where I want this Leo energy channeled into. Now, it's for any new moon that we want to do this. We're always giving, you want to think about your intentions being a target for the astrology. I always tell people the astrology is going to come through no matter what. Astrology actually does not dictate our lives, but what astrology does is it will find the pathway through. Like it has a meaning to it. So for instance, Leo is about creativity. And so when that Leo energy comes through, it's looking for a way, like where what is her creative, what are her creative juices, being directed towards. And so when we do our new moon rituals and write down our goals, our intentions, whatever you want to call them, then the universe or that astrology is coming through, and it's like, what does she want us to do? What does she want us to do with this energy? And it'll say, oh, here's her goals list. Here's her new moon intentions list. Here's her New Year's intentions. So you really want to revisit your New Year's intentions also. And so it's gonna channel into that energy. And so you have to kind of think about, you know, one thing to do is 30 days out, 6 months out, and then 1 year out. If you're not on my email list, please get on my email list, because I'm kind of pausing things right here for a moment. I want to share something with you all. I shared with you all that I put a course on Udemy. It is one that is about the new moon, and or not working with the moon. It is a practical way to work with the moon. And so what I'm going to do is I have to get an email out to or newsletter out to the or newsletter is what I call mine. If you want to get on my newsletter list, if you're not there already, I'm sending an email out, and I'm going to give you about 5 days to join this Udemy course at no cost. And in exchange, I'm asking for a favorable review, 5-star. Give me 5 stars, y'all. And then actually write something in there like, how did you benefit? Where were you before? What did you learn from the course? And where are you after the course? And how to, or just whatever you've learned from me. Okay. So, anywho, in that course, I talk about you want 30 days, you want 6 months, and then you want 1 year out. Now, really and truly, fam, if y'all watched that video that I put out about the Venus rebirth is what I'm calling it, because sometimes astrology terminology just doesn't make sense because no one really understands it. So I'm just calling it the Venus rebirth. And it's a new 8-year cycle that has started. And so what what you can also do is be thinking 8 years out. And I'm not going to lie, that's challenging for me, but I'm going to write something down. And then you want to record it somewhere. Put, like, maybe start an online journal, if you have Google Docs or something like that, or, Evernote, whatever it is that you use where you typically will kind of go back and revisit it, put it there. Because I think it's important. Part of spirituality, sometimes we wonder, is this working? And the question is, are we documenting what's going on? And so that's part of why I am an advocate for taking time to write things down. It's a lot of stuff I would forget if I didn't just, right now, let me just record. I just did this. And this is within 24 hours. Okay. So you want to write down your intentions, and you want to be able to go back and look at what happened, what manifested, how close did you come, or how much did you exceed? If you didn't achieve it, what happened? Was there something? One of the things we focused on last night in my new moon circle was, what's stopping you? What on the inside of you? And it's not anything about, you're a bad person. It's not victim blaming, but it's just being honest with, in a way, I know that I haven't achieved this thing yet because fill in the blank. I don't feel ready. I'm not certain of some things. That was one that I heard last night quite a bit. Like, once I get it, can I handle it? And if we keep track of what's happening, and we keep track of month after month after month, what's going on that's preventing me from moving forward, then we can either choose to just be like, okay, honestly, I have decided this is not what I want. And therefore, we don't start thinking we're failures. I never manifest anything. When it may just be the thoughts that we have are not supporting what we desire. And so the other option would just be, I'm going to begin to make a conscious decision to choose a new thought, to choose a new way of feeling, to suspend caring about whether or not I can handle it and just figure it out when I get there. So 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 8 years, these are the goals that you want to write down. Give this moon something to activate. Don't leave it to chance, goddesses. Don't just leave it up here. You see me pointing in this direction. You want to put up a piece of paper, and you want to tell the universe, in your new moon, in with all the work that you're doing with the new moon, go here. This is where I want you to go. I want you to go right here to this piece of paper. All right. Sometimes I kind of say, in spite of me. Let's see here. Yay, it was. It really was. I really enjoyed last night's circle. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have to give myself my own atta girls, because I'm a solopreneur. But I created that circle from here, from here, from here. Because initially I was kind of like, I don't know what exactly. I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm not quite sure. So I was excited the way it came together. Bonjour. How are you, goddess? How are you, goddess Diza Bella? Ocean Kimmy has her cup of Shango. What are you all drinking? I have water, fam. I have water. I think what I want to do is just going ahead. I didn't put down in my group that I was going to do a mindfulness practice, but I want to go on ahead and do a mindfulness practice with this all really quickly. Yes, I actually, I'm like, man, my astrology has been a little bit taxing. It's been very, very taxing. I yay. Shango. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit of Shango ain't gonna hurt nobody. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Aw. Honoring your family, just sending our hearts and our love, and just honoring your aunts, your newest ancestors, soul and memory, Bella. Ah, Aunt Magui. I think that's it. Magui? I think maybe it's Magui. So, or maybe Magui, something like that. So, yes, I want to go on ahead and look at. I just want to tell y'all really quickly because I'd like y'all to understand my process. On Monday, I started looking at my astrology, and I was just like, "Wow, this is a lot." I know I've told y'all about Astrolata. At least some of y'all have the astrolata.com transit calculator. Very good calculator, but I had to print out a transit report for myself, and it was a lot more that explained why do things feel so challenging on the inside. It's nothing going on the outside. It's just all inside. And I was able to identify some things. Ah, yes. Okay. Yes, I started thinking, how would someone who speaks French say this? Aunt wait a minute, Maggie. Magui. Oh, I love that. Yes, it looks like totally different from our English speaking brains. So if y'all would just take a moment, let's just go on ahead and do. I thought self-judgment would be a good one. You know, self-judgment does not serve us when we are working with this Leo energy. It is not helpful when we're working with this Leo energy because right now this energy is all about how can I be creative. This Leo new moon is about how can I take some risk. Most of them will be calculated risk, but it's definitely not this moon about I'm just being receptive. It's I'm receptive and I'm active at the same time. It has a lot of energy of patience and sustained energy, having this endurance to just see through to the end your manifestation. And sometimes manifesting takes a little while, and we will feel like that negative that self-criticism will kick in. That inner critic is what I was trying to say, will kick in. And really the inner critic is wanting to make sure that you are protected and safe. And so we just have to make sure that we put up protective measures or something in us that can quell her to just be like, okay, I know that you are saying all this because you think it's in my best interest, but what I want for you to do right now is just to trust me. I trust me. This is what we say we want. And so, I need you to be critical in a Virgo way. Let's look at what we're doing and see how can we improve it. Let's look at what we're doing and troubleshoot. If you're having a problem achieving a goal, that inner critic would best serve you by, and I just bring up Virgo, I say this very respectfully that wait a minute, I'm sorry. I say this respectfully, let me stay focused. I say this respectfully about Virgos. Virgos can be very critical. And sometimes it's like, yes, we want this critical eye of Virgo because they will see things that truly are off and make it better. And then there's just the nag, the Virgo that's just pointing out all the flaws, everything that's wrong. And it might even be right, but it's just too much. This is what people don't like about Virgo energy. And so that's our inner critic. Our inner critic is our inner Virgo. And so what we have to do is just to channel her and get her to see we need to make sure that we're using this critical energy in a very specific manner, not to tear us down. But a lot of times too, this criticism is it's like somebody else's voice. Something has been put there by a lot of times it's something that came in childhood, And we can hear this voice. It could be decades later, and we still hear this negative voice in our heads. And even that we can bring some compassion to ourselves. And the more we just train ourselves with this judgment and this criticism, um, it may never go away. It won't. But right now, for a lot of us, it's just running the show. And what we want to do is to get it to chill out, chill out, so we can manifest with this moon. The other thing that I do want to say is it's important for us to notice when we're being critical of other people. One of my favorite goddesses to work with is Ma'at. And Ma'at is she's about judgment because she's wise. She's like a judge. Well, she is a judge. And so, but there's always a negative expression of any energy. And so the negative expression of my aunt would just be judging everything, judging everybody, And so that's something else that we want to notice. How critical are we being of other people? I notice if I just find myself being ultra critical, I'll think, well, what's your problem? Like, there's nothing that what that person is doing that's going to affect me. And most of the time, even if it's someone in my family, who I live here with, whatever I'm being judgmental about or critical of, it's not hurting me. It just might be a preference. So, what we're going to do is do a meditation to support us in identifying our self judgment and then bringing self compassion to meet it. Y'all know I'm always talking about, to me, self compassion is a magic elixir. When you feel grumpy, when you feel scared, hurt, down and out, the best thing you can do is just hug yourself. Like, yes, I get it. It makes so much sense. And I just want to say, even if you think you're the only person in the world, you should honor your experience. I don't know if anybody else feels like this. I feel so alone, which last night when we were sharing, it was fascinating how many people seem to be feeling the exact same way. The sisters, it was different details, but so many of the sisters, we're like, oh my gosh, that's me. I'm feeling that too. I understand that, right? But even if you think you're the only person in the world experiencing this, but my experience matters and I'm honoring myself and I'm going to give myself some love. So that's what we want to do. Hey, still learning. Welcome. Let me see. Okay. Um, so if you would just go on ahead and bring yourself into a comfortable seated posture, letting your shoulders relax, maybe taking in a deep breath through your nose, exhale through your mouth, maybe 2 or 3 times like that. You can close your eyes or just lower your gaze, whatever feels good for you. Allowing yourself to drop more deeply, deeply, deeply into this now moment. And what that feels like is just really connecting to what it feels like to be in your body right now. What sensations are you experiencing? And we want to remember that mindfulness is, I want you to embark upon this with a beginner's mindset. As a matter of fact, we can all commit to just having a beginner's mindset with this new moon. How can you have a fresh new look, a fresh new perspective with like child wonderment about the energy of this moon, your goals, life in general? So have a beginner's mindset. And when we have a beginner's mindset, there's not really a past. So there's no need for judgment. So bring in non-judgment of your process, whatever, because You'll find thoughts are coming up, and you can just let them come and then let them go. All right. And just allow yourself and your body to be still and rest. And again, if you hear thoughts that are coming up or emotions, just know all of this is very normal. But when we slow down and are still, we create space for things to arise. It's like taking our feelings off mute, and now we can hear them. And sometimes we feel nothing, we hear nothing, which is also normal during mindfulness. Sometimes when we tune in, we will experience numbness, and that's normal. For sometimes feeling nothing is still feeling something. So, whatever it is that you're feeling, just allow yourself to experience that. And see if you can just watch and note whether there are any voices of self blame, self shame, or self criticism coming up. Mm. Are you telling yourself that you should be something different, do something different, feel something different? Are you resisting? Is there any anxiety about the future? And sometimes when we're in mindfulness, it feels like this is just a waste of time. You should be doing other things. Is that coming up for you also? And maybe you just want to tune into where you know you are most critical. Just bring that up to mind. And whatever that critical voice is saying, for now, just let it speak. You're just tuning into the radio of your mind. And if it ever becomes too difficult, just tune into your breath. You can even say the word inhale on the inhale and exhale on the word, say the word exhale as you exhale. And once you are aware of any messages you're receiving from your brain, just sink back into your body and tune into your body and notice, where are you feeling any of this? Or what do you feel in your body when these thoughts come up? And so you can think about things like tightness in the shoulder, a holding in your stomach, fluttering or block in your throat, sense of numbness. It could be any number of things. But whatever you're experiencing, when you think about this critical voice that comes up, just witness it. If our thoughts are like the part of the iceberg we can see above the water, our emotions are the much larger part beneath the surface. And often, first we have to witness the thought before understanding that there is a larger emotion beneath the surface holding up that thought. Feelings that come up around self criticism can be anything from anxiety to different levels of grief, fear, anger. So connecting that self-criticism to an emotion. See if you can notice and label what emotions are swirling around in your heart, throat area, and your stomach. Can you recognize that any sensation attached to self-judgment is suffering? That you are having a hard time with something? And struggling and suffering are part of the human experience. They are part of being a person who is alive. And so, for this practice, see if you can try to just let go of the thought that is above the surface and sink into your body and offer some compassion towards the emotions or feelings you're having. You can try placing your hand over your heart or your stomach, around your collarbone area, and then placing your other hand on top of the first. Just experience the warmth and sensation of care and compassion that comes with touch. Just allow your breath to deepen, breathing into that sense of care and concern. And here's something that you can offer to that emotion. You can say, "It's okay." Can you offer that? It's okay. Can you allow it to be in your body while offering it some kindness? Another thing you can do is deliver a message to your whole being. It's okay. You can also say, it's not your fault. You're doing your best. I'm here for you. Just whatever feels right. Whatever you might would say to an upset child or pet. See what it feels like to say that to yourself, to the parts of you that are suffering. It's okay. It's not your fault. You're doing your best. I'm here for you. Another thing you can do is put your hand on your cheek. You can put it on your arms and just gently stroke with care. It's okay. It's okay. We're all trying our best in this life. And just remember, it may seem like thinking critical thoughts about ourselves and our actions can be motivating or a way to prevent us from getting hurt. Being critical and judgmental of ourselves actually causes more suffering. So, paying attention to how we talk to ourselves can be a key in unlocking our patterns of thinking. And then we want to show care and concern for the parts of us that are struggling. And that can help us to positively transform the relationship that we have with who? Ourselves. It's the most important relationship. And I just encourage you to practice this on a regular basis because when we do, the sooner we're able to recognize self critical thoughts. And when we can acknowledge them, we can remind ourselves that we are perfectly imperfect human beings doing our best, and that no matter what, we are worthy of love acceptance, and encouragement. So just take a few more loving breaths into and out of your body. Beautiful. Reconnecting with the surface beneath you, noticing it, bringing your awareness to what you're sensing in the room, thanking yourself for taking care of yourself, and slowly open your eyes whenever you are ready. Whew, I feel better. I needed that. Wow, I needed that. How was that for you all, ladies? G Hive, welcome, still learning. I knew I needed that. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. So what I want to do right now, and I'll be looking to see if anyone comments, but I'm going to keep moving because I know there's a slight delay, so there's not a lot of pause. What we want to do right now is look at um, the um, the astrology for this week. You are so welcome. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Yeah, that's officially one of my favorite ones right there. I think to myself, as someone who is a lover of all things astrology and divination, that what difference does it make if we learn all about, do learn all of this if we don't do inner work? I'm not going to say that I know the absolute truth, but what I will say is my personal experience is information is not enough. There has to be some integration of it. There has to be spiritual practices. There has to be an acknowledgement of what it means to be human and to deal with, our humanity in a way that is loving and kind. Because this world, we all know the world is going to beat us up if we let it, right? Um, so yeah, I just think it's so important for us to have spiritual practices. Just knowing about astrology and divination, getting readings and stuff like that is never anything that I would advocate. So that's why things like actually doing spiritual practices like this is important. That's just self care. What we just did was self care. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology really quickly. And oh, I need to take that. I didn't realize I still had music by Sharkey on there. Un momento. I do wanna tell y'all I am becoming a Sharkey instructor. Maybe I did tell y'all that. I don't know. I can't remember stuff right now from week to week because 'cause I'm talking so much. Oh, trying to decide how do I want to have my picture up here. I'm just gonna do it the way I like to do it. Sometimes I think about how do I make these videos appropriate for, like, repurposing, and I'm just gonna do things the way I wanna do them. I don't care how they look on the repurpose. This is how I wanna look on my live stream. Okay, let's see here. Woo, y'all. This is quite a bit. Like this new moon, we have Sun square Uranus. And so with Sun square Uranus, oh, that will greatly contribute to technological issues, right? Because Uranus is like the internet, is technology, and the sun is a very powerful planet. Both of them, these are powerful, they're energetic. Now, This part of the new moon is about getting a breakthrough. So mo- um, the Sun square Uranus, it can help you get a breakthrough if you need a breakthrough of some sort. Definitely. So, but it brings a lot of anxiety, anxiousness. It's kind of like there's this buzz that we feel with this energy. So that's definitely something that some of us may be experiencing. Someone told me this morning that she's having problems with an app, and I was thinking Mercury retrograde, but it could be part Mercury retrograde, part Sun square Uranus. Another thing about this is it's like something can happen and push you and where you get this breakthrough. And so, or, Taurus, or not this breakthrough, you get this ingenious download as a result. You're like, that frustrated me so much, but it like pushed me to the point where I finally had to get an answer. I had to get a solution. But the other part is Taurus and Leo. Those are slow, methodical signs. You're not moving a Taurus too fast. Period. Full stop. Taurus, you're not going to push them. And then Leo is loyal. It's doing the same thing. Think about the sun day in and day out, and day in and day out. These two signs have endurance out the wazoo. They have longevity. They have stick and stay. And these are the types of signs where if you want something to it takes a long time to manifest something, these two signs can help you to do that. But the issue can be they're just so methodical, day in and day out, same thing. That you may not take certain actions that you should take. And so with the Sun square Uranus and these two, it's called fixed signs. Um, it can help you to finally get that push to take some action that you've just been very slow to take. So I do love that about that planetary lineup. Yes. Okay. Good. Yes. Yes. All those. All those. We're glad to hear that. Glad to hear that things have been amazing, still learning. Okay. Let's see here. Now, Mars trine Uranus is amazing. Okay. I love Mars trine Uranus. It can bring a lot of the same things that Sun trine square Uranus can bring, but it brings it with more ease. Okay. The other thing is Mars is in Virgo and Uranus is in Taurus. So I love Mars trine Uranus here on the new moon because it's part of the new moon that I talked about in my new moon video. It can help to manifest. The earth signs are about manifesting, so it could definitely help manifest something. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, write it down. Let the energy of the universe support you, dear queens. Okay, so let me see, is there anything else? Oh, another thing is if you're working on your health and wellness, these can help you with health and wellness too. Virgo is health and wellness, Taurus is self-care and what you eat. So this is some energy that can really help that be easy to implement, or maybe there's some opportunity that can come your way regarding that. As I said that, I was like, okay, I'm tuned in and I'm noticing I'm thirsty and I'm not drinking. Mm, okay. New moon in Leo. So this new moon in Leo, I've already kind of talked about it in the beginning. We know what to do, and so I don't want to belabor it too much. So you can see the rest of this week is chill. Now, just know the Sun square Uranus and Mars trine Uranus, that just pretty much it lasts for the rest of this week. Okay, so we are still under the influence of that. The Leo new moon will last until the full moon in Pisces. So we're still working with this energy. And we also have Venus is retrograde. So we're still working with the Venus retrograde energy, but there's nothing else being added to the pot. So we're going to give that a thumbs up. We're going to give that a thumbs up. And the day that I have been waiting for as a Taurus moon is Venus visible. Venus is going to become visible again. She will be a morning star. If I have that correctly, she will be in the morning. We will see her in the morning. And so that's exciting. And yes, we still have to wait for Venus to get her full strength back, which is going to be on September the 3rd when she moves direct. I would like to know, what are y'all experiencing with this Venus return? What are you noticing about Venus return that you're experiencing? Well, let me just give you some topics. It could be bringing up relationship topics, money, self-worth, self-value, um, food, self-care. It could even be bringing up topics around your stuff. Like some people might just feel like they want some new things. They want to get rid of some stuff. Some people may be like, why do I have all this stuff in storage? I'm going to get rid of all of this. What is she bringing up for you all that you can tell? She's definitely bringing up, because I know where she's happening in my chart as a Scorpio. Full stop, she's bringing up a lot of questions around career for me, what I'm known for. That is major for me. So I feel like I'm retooling myself, figuring out who am I really as an entrepreneur? What kind of work do I really want to do? And I just want to do that because I'm looking to simplify. I feel like I just do way too much. So I'm looking to simplify. When it comes to my Pisces, she's my sixth house. And so that has me focused on my health and well-being and my day-to-day operations and routines. And from my moon, she's my fourth house, which has me focused on home, family, and oh my goodness, emotions, which is why I did that particular mindfulness that I did today. So if you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them, y'all. G-Hive. I am going to keep moving. So next we have Venus square Jupiter and Mars opposition Neptune. Now this is next week. And Venus square Jupiter can bring this energy of like overdoing it because they're both like pleasure planets or having fun. And, it's just kind of like, I want the good life, abundance, all of that. So it can bring overindulgence of some sort, or you just kind of uh like overspending. But the other thing about this is it could be bringing back lost opportunity for money. It could be bringing back something about a relationship. Maybe you'll get some wisdom. There's a relationship that kind of vexed you in some kind of way, but you're going to get some wisdom, maybe some perspective. Maybe you didn't know that the other person was really struggling in some kind of way and they did something that hurt you, and you've just been upset about it, but then you get more understanding. You can see the bigger picture. So it can bring about a situation where you can see the bigger picture. What else was I going to say about Venus square Jupiter? But I do think it could bring about lost opportunity to use your gifts and your talents, or missed opportunity to use your gifts and talents. It can come back around, or you were supposed to do it and you didn't do it and now you want to. But it's something, it's opportunity. It can help you to manifest something. It can help you to take, like expand something in your life. But Venus and Jupiter square, it could be something that's a little bit like off. Okay. Because the square it could cause you to take action. Let me put it that way. It could activate you on all of this. Okay. So Mars opposition Neptune. Let me show you what that looks like. Oh my gosh. This is one of the ones that I said you got to watch out for shenanigans. People like scammers and hackers and people trying to get over on you. The other thing is it can make you this one actually could make you like it could create accidents, to be honest with you, just because Neptune dissolves things and Mars is like action. Let me go, go, go. And Mars doesn't really think too much. It just takes that action. And so Neptune might kind of like create this fogginess. And so Mars is kind of like just doing what it typically does, and then it ends up having an accident. Or another thing about Mars opposition Neptune is it could make you feel drained. It could make all of us feel a little extra tired because it's Neptune, the ocean, is like taking all the energy away from Mars. So let me see, what do you do with this one? This one is one where maybe you want to just relax. Maybe you just want to take the I just want to say I love practical astrology. So how do we practically apply this? Relax. Look at work-life balance. Um, it could just be Neptune is like, you need to take more time to just like what we talked about. What are you doing to care for yourself? What are you doing to go inside? Because Neptune is the inner landscape. It's like the 99% unseen reality. And then we got Mars over here in Virgo. So this is like worker bee, work, 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 work kind of energy. And so it's like asking you to balance the two. How much are you balancing between those two? Okay, somebody, let me see. I see some comments. That has happened, seeing the bigger picture and getting over hurt feelings. There's nothing like a retrograde. I love retrograde so much. I find them to be exceedingly beneficial. You cannot even pay money for this kind of thing, right? It's nothing like a good retrograde to see the big picture and get over hurt feelings. I love that for you, Minister Ocean Kimmy. Ninth house, me as a facilitator and holding space for groups, educational offerings through Soul Root. That is you, Courtney, tending to the land, tending to my body, and planning for an ancestral journey to Mexico. I love, love, love that. Let me see here. I know you're Cancer. I know what's going on in the ninth house. What is your rising sign? Are you a fire sign? That would be Sag. Are you a Sag? Is that Sag? Yeah, I think that's Sag. Okay. But yeah, if you're Sag, you should be teaching. That is beautiful. And I love that you know exactly where all of this is happening, or at least this one place of where this is happening. Yep. Okay. Sag rising. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. One of the things for all of the fire signs, this could bring some good fortune for you. Now, it will come after a while. So, Aries, I'm going to need you just to take some deep breaths and hang in there with us. It might come after a while, but whatever you gain, you will not lose. But there could be some good fortunes for coming through for the fire signs. Oh, I'm so happy to hear this for you, still learning. Lots of blessings coming in right now. Lots of ego death as well. Finding the strength within to care about myself again. Oh my gosh. Nothing like a good Venus retrograde in Leo. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm so happy to hear that. And this new moon, it has Taurus energy in it. So, yes. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to touch on is Sun in Virgo and Mercury retrograde. I am going to create a Mercury retrograde and put it inside of my membership. I put a link so that you can find where to go and join, because some people are saying they can't find where to join. It's only $9.99. And the Mercury retrograde mini class, I guess you could call it mini master class, and cheat sheet. I will be getting that in there by this weekend. So please, I invite you to join my membership. It's other things in there. There's always going to be the new moon through the signs in there, but I put lots of different videos. I know one I recently uploaded was Saturn in Pisces. I found that to be very interesting. I got to go back and listen to my own video. So, yeah, we just slow down even more, y'all. Just take it easy, kick back, relax, close your eyes, baby. We ain't rushing up in here. Okay? We're not what you rushing for? Oh, Mercury retrograde. So, it's only going to be in Virgo. It's only gonna be in Virgo. So to a certain degree, I kinda like it when Mercury retrogrades only in one sign, because then we get to, like, really dig deep into that Mercury retrograde with one focus, instead of it being between 2 signs where we'll have to kind of, like, navigate between what are the 2 signs asking us to do. But I predict this Mercury retrograde will be one that you really have to kind of watch out for, technology and things going wrong. I'm just telling y'all, we need to be on your P's and Q's for this Mercury retrograde. Let me know if you have any questions about Mercury retrograde. I want to see, because sometimes I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot. Thank you. Enjoy. May your appointment go very well, Queen. May your appointment go very well. Um, Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, Mercury retrograde, this one, I just encourage you to definitely follow Mercury retrograde protocols now. Don't start late, start now. And, it's the focus is going to be on Virgo things, lifestyle, um, health and wellness topics. And let's see here, lifestyle, health and wellness. It'll be on, work, like your day-to-day operations, systems will be something that's important. And it'll just really have us being like focused on practical things. Mercury retrograde in Virgo, we focused on like tangible stuff that we can see. I kind of like it personally. Personally. Greetings. I know this name. What is your real name? Is that your real name? But greetings. Welcome. Oh, you're welcome. So that's what I have for you all on um for the astrology for this week. I'm going to do the reading after I talk about this morning's topic. Cindy, I knew it. Okay, I was like, I know this name. Hey Cindy, welcome. Sharmika, I say yes, but it won't be back 100% just because she's still retrograde, but we're going to feel so much better for all the Tauruses out there. Excellent question. We're going to feel so much better. So much better when she becomes visible. I think all women will feel better because she is, a feminine planet. And so, you know, this impacts all women. So yes, we will. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. That's part of my struggle right now is both of my planets are invisible. Jupiter isn't, but Venus and Mars are invisible. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. Let's just say wow. But I give thanks for invisibility too, because I know it makes the planet better. So yeah. Okay. Any other questions about the astrology? Y'all let me know. Any other questions about the astrology? I'm gonna take some sip of water. And instead of talking about we talked about manifestation because I really want to maximize our time with Venus being retrograde. And so last week we talked about manifestation. I've been talking about manifestation quite a bit just because Venus is about manifestation. And we have this new moon that we're having today, which is in Leo. It's just so much about manifesting. So we've been talking about that law of attraction, law of manifestation, how we want to describe it. But then I thought, what else does Venus have to do with? And one of the things that I think is important for us to do is to understand this word agreements and the impact that Venus retrograde can have, or how we can use this time to look at what have I agreed to. Okay. And I just want to say something to y'all before I keep talking. Part of the reason that I feel like I'm having a little bit of a time of, I'm going to call it a time of reckoning, is because I want to make sure that whatever I share with you all empowers you and doesn't make you feel, uh, what's the word? I don't want you to weaponize anything that I share with you against yourself. It's so easy. I've just been taking time to listen and learn about people who've inserted so much into, the personal development space. And I have to be honest, I will listen to what is said, but oftentimes I'm testing everything that is said because, quite frankly, so much of it was said by white men. And I love all human beings. I will never, ever, you will never hear me bashing any one group just to do it. Even if I feel, the rest of the world feels they deserve it. And sometimes I do kind of feel like, I could just bash entire groups of people. But I am a humanitarian. I love everybody and I understand, we all are here in physical form, in the form that we chose to come in at this time, dealing with whatever is being served up, right? So I don't bash anybody, but by the same token, I acknowledge that so much of what's effed up in this society is it ain't been enough of us listening to everybody. It's just been so much of it coming from white men because they've just held the power over the purse, education systems, government, all of that for so long. And so, for the longest time, I wouldn't even sign up for courses. And then I was like, well, this isn't working. I'm just staying stuck. And so, as I have gone in and started doing more with personal development and learning, it's kind of like you start learning the root and source of it all. How many people have heard, just praises about Think and Grow Rich? I remember hearing about that when I was younger. Didn't read the book, but I wanna say I was in my 30s. There was this man who wrote Think and Grow Rich: A Black Choice. And so I remember reading that book. I even heard him speak in person one time. And of course, he was trained up by, who wrote Think and Grow Rich? My brain is not on right now, but anywho, Napoleon Hill. I think he was trained up by Napoleon Hill or something like that, or he wasn't trained up by Napoleon Hill, but, definitely a part of the studying Napoleon Hill stuff. And I'm just like, doubt has been cast on Napoleon Hill, and so many people have built their whole system on Napoleon Hill. The struggle for me sometimes also becomes when I try to go back and study the wisdom of Africans who lived in a jungle, it doesn't always make sense. Doesn't always make sense. It's one of the reasons that I pull from so many different traditions. I pull from so many different traditions. And so when we talk about agreements, let me bring it back. When we talk about agreements, you just want to take this and test it out. Be like my aunt. We're all my aunt. We test everything. Actually, the people who I'm going to bring up today, are the Don Miguel Ruiz and his sons with the 4 agreements. I love the 4 agreements. I don't know anything about Don Miguel Ruiz, never worked with them, but I do love these 4 agreements. But I remember it seems like they're the ones that say, "Believe nothing. Don't believe me. Go test it." You should take the time to see, how can you apply this to your life? How does this bring integration into your life? And so I just want to throw out there that Venus has to do with agreements. Okay, I see some comments before I move on. So let me. Oh, what? Aziz, Azizi's here. Hey, Azizi. How are you, Queen? It's so good to see you here. Okay. Test everything. They some Yes, the stuff that they share doesn't add up from our perspective. It's no hate, it's just truth. So yes, I'm just not into Napoleon Hill. The more I've learned about Napoleon Hill, I'm just like, yeah, not into Napoleon Hill. But so much of everything that is talked about has been infused with it. So I feel like I'm sharing something that is helpful. And these four agreements I have found to be grounding, simple, and they make a big difference. Because for me, as we live, it's like you want to bring yourself back. How quickly can you bring yourself back from like being outside of yourself? So much of what we're dealing with is we are not in ourselves, we're outside of ourselves. Ooh, I just remember I got a 10 o'clock meeting. Let me get going. So, Venus is about agreements, and I just want to ask you, what have you agreed to? You're fine. You are good, Jasmine. Don't apologize for that. Okay, it's the internet. It's these internets. So the agreements are, what have you agreed to? Pretty much see your life, that's what you've agreed to. All right. No judgment. We just want to be real with ourselves. Okay. We got Saturn over in Pisces. Like, y'all wake up, get up. We're getting real about what's here. Um, so what have you agreed to in your life? This Venus retrograde is an opportunity for you to stop and evaluate, what have you agreed to? And to decide, do you want to keep that contract? Because that's what Venus is about also. So people don't talk about these kinds of things, agreements and contracts. What are you in contract with? When you agree to something, you're in contract with it. And I just want to offer that some of the things that you've agreed to are the things that you're thinking about the most, the things that you are doing the most, and pretty much the life that you're living is just an agreement. And if we can just take our mindfulness practices and apply non-judgment as we look at our agreements, what have I agreed to? Just be non-judgmental. Remember, have a beginner's mindset. When we look at our lives, what have I agreed to? And then hug ourselves and hold ourselves like about the things that we're like, I wish I had not agreed to this. Just it's okay. We're doing the best we can, and you have agreed to this because this is what was working for you in this moment. You can choose to continue to agree with it, and that way there's no judgment. It's you have made a choice, or you can decide I'm going to agree to something new. I want something new in my life. Okay, so yay! Glad to hear that. Ah. So happy to hear that. Woohoo! That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Celebrating with you, Queen. So let's look at the four agreements. This one agreement has been really up for me this last 2 weeks. I don't know why I'm struggling with this so much, but I really am. But let's just remind ourselves of the four agreements. I wonder if I can make this a little bit bigger. I did it. So the first one is be impeccable with your word. Who is that standing out to? So being impeccable with your word is, having integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And also another part of this be impeccable with your word is like what are you talking about? What words are coming out of your mouth? I I know I might have some stuff going on up here that I need to kind of monitor, but I am very much cautious. It's like, don't want to waste my breath on talking about something. Number one, I have no control over. Number two, in a way, it's just kind of like not, it's not, it's not positive. It's not beneficial for me to say this. And then we can even kind of loop it back to something that we talked about. I think it was last week we talked about all is one and, the law of all is one. And whatever I'm saying, it's coming back to me. So be impeccable with your word. And just as a reminder, be impeccable with your word to yourself. Hold your word to yourself with the highest value. And where you find you are not being impeccable with your word for yourself, what you can do is you can begin to explore that and question why am I not doing what I said I was going to do for me. Okay. So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. That's the one that I am really struggling with right now. But, I just tell myself when you're doing new things, um, it's just how it feels. Everything feels so personal until you realize none of it is personal. So don't take anything personally. It's a burden. It like unburdens you. What does that mean to you? Don't take anything personally. What does that mean to you? The next one is don't make assumptions. Ah, that is such a good one. Don't make assumptions. Ask before you make an assumption or just decide. I don't have to know. If I'm meant to know, it'll come back to me. But it really frees up a lot of mental energy. And, in my circles, we talk about how we don't offer any feedback to any of the sisters unless the sister asks for some feedback. And so what that does is it takes you off the hook. I don't have to fix anything. I don't have to fix anybody. So these are the things that we want to be thinking about. When we don't make assumptions, it takes you off the hook. You don't have to carry anything. And another thing that I'll share, one moment, y'all, let me drink some water. Another thing that I want to share is that um hold on, I had a little mind thing happen. Anywho, don't make assumptions. And then the last one is always do your best. Remembering that, oh, let me go back to don't make assumptions. So we have to remember, maybe this was the spiritual aspirant initiates that I was talking about this with, but recently I talked about how the mind will delete, distort, and generalize. And that's where assumptions kind of come from. It's like you just want to make sense of what you're seeing, but you could just make a decision. I don't need this to mean anything. I don't need to understand it. I don't need to figure it out. And I just feel like we will feel lighter. We will feel unburdened, unencumbered when we do that. Plus, when we don't make assumptions, we allow people to kind of let us know what's actually really going on if we even need to know. So I feel like I'm going in circles. Always do your best. So, what is your best on the day where you feel 100? Shamika was like, are we going to get our energy back with Venus? Well, our best when your planet is invisible or your planet is in a position where it's not feeling 100, it's not its best. Our best is going to be different on those days versus when we are feeling 100. So every day, and this is a very compassionate posture. Did it say always be perfect? No, it says always do your best. And then it's just like I did the best I could. That's what it means to be human. I did the best I could. That's what it means to be human. So which one is standing out for you all? That's beautiful, Minister Ocean Kimmy. That's beautiful. I'm gonna stand up. Whew. I know I gotta stand up more. Let me see the next one. To me, it means to not pick up other people's bags. If they have an issue, let it stay with them. I love that. Love that. Azizi, delinquent in all four. Gotta straighten my crown. And it's a beautiful thing to recognize that. You know what I mean? It's zero judgment. This is why we do this kind of review. That's beautiful. Miscellaneous AB, don't take anything personally, really means to me that everything, is a lesson or a blessing directly from the source. And it's not unique to just me. I love that. Oh, wow. It's not unique just to me. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, queens, I am going to have to run. What's one takeaway that you're taking from the circle today? What's one takeaway that you are taking from the circle today? Let a sister know. I am going to run. Y'all gonna see something real quick and then I'm gonna take it away. There we go. I've been focused on not taking things personally. It's been interesting. Feels like letting go of ego. Yes, I agree with that. I love that. And you have been missed, Azizi. We're glad that you are back. We miss you. Mwah. I'm using this Leo energy to the fullest full. Beautiful. What's your takeaway from today? It's like, I need to do the reading. Mm. Okay, today, yay, 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 yay. I want to use a new deck that I got. Y'all, I went to the mall the other day with my son, and I went into Books a Million, and I found this deck. I was like, oh, I'm the Lunar Queen, so let me get this deck. I don't buy decks in person most of the time, so it's nice to find one. So let's do this one. Yes, we miss you, Azizi Boo. It's funny. People ask me, "Where's Azizi?" I'm like, she she's around. I see her on Facebook. So yeah, welcome back, Azizi. Okay, let's see what we get for this one. I pulled the first quarter moon card. Ooh, first quarter moon. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's see what this one says, y'all. What? What is for? Where are we? I love the first quarter moon because it's an active moon. So let's see what it says. Interesting. Keywords for this one is resilience. Another keyword is suspension and test. So I think that this applies, for this moon, but we'll just say for sure for this next um, week. So the first quarter moon card indicates that things are still hanging in the balance and could go either way, but that outcome is dependent on you and your actions. Haven't we already talked about this, y'all? It is up to you to ensure that you remain on track and stay motivated. Whoa, ow, 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 ow. I'm jumping because it's on my toes. Woo! Don't give in or don't give in or give up now, as you are closer to success than you think. This card also suggests that challenges might be thrown at you to test how badly you want to succeed. Ow, 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 ow. This frequently happens when people are close to achieving their dreams. A spanner will be thrown in the works, and you will have to deal with it as graciously as you can. And I agree with that. This is for the moon, because this is why I keep talking about this energy of endurance and hanging in there. However, this doesn't mean that you're failing. It is simply a test and a lesson in resilience. Find the good in any negative situation and press ahead. Keep your goal in mind and be aware of what you're working towards. Maybe a vision board could help keep you motivated, or try affirming your success on a daily basis. Remember that what you focus on is what you get. So keep imagining your dream with visualization exercises, and you are more likely to manifest it in reality. Mm. Okay, so after that one, and y'all really got to go because I have to be on this call soon, but I'm going to do this last one. I just want to see what is the African goddess rising deck going to say. Oh man, this is the same card I pulled from my new moon circle. I didn't tell y'all this last night. That's why I started the new moon circle last night with the Yemaya song, because I pulled this. This one is about awakening. What are you awakening to? An awakening is happening. An awakening is happening, and it's all about trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. Can you trust yourself to handle whatever is to come? And if you don't trust yourself, then you want to build up that trust. But there's definitely an awakening that's happening for all of us. So, that's right. That's right. Woohoo! Let me just see, is there anything else? I'll read her card. I know y'all like, you better read Yemaya. Yemaya. So yes, awaken now to your true self. And if you're crying tears, let Yemaya swallow your tears. You are vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. The goddess is arising. You're waking up, and once you have experienced awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. And the path of awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You have chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine. You didn't come to transcend this world while you're living in it. You came here to dig deep into the soil, plant yourself, and grow. This ascension is your divine purpose. And her goddess declaration is, I am receiving and radiating love. Ashe. Oh, okay. Let me go on ahead and turn a little music on. I'm gonna run, y'all. I have a meeting I have to be at, but not before we dance a little bit. Tell me if y'all can hear it. Happy new moon in Leo. Can y'all hear it? Okay. All right, y'all. Here we go. New moon in Leo. The only thing that happens is your wildest dreams, wishes, desires come true. Come true. Ashe. Ashe. Oh, thank y'all so much for being here with me today. Love you all so much. See y'all next week. Woo-hoo. Right, Rachel, right on time. Yes.